Hey guys, welcome to another live stream, Deliberate Millionaire live stream. I'm Rosemary, Nonny. I am the Prosperity Minister. I support you in leaving behind the pain and the limiting beliefs of the past. I support you in rising victorious in your true design life. I do believe prosperity in every single area of your life is your divine right if you're willing to claim it. I got a question actually, so let's call this an Ask Me Anything live stream. I got a question about if I do anything that makes me feel happy just to make money, will God punish me for that? Is God really judgmental as presented in the church? Now, I know that this is not everybody's experience, but I know that it was definitely a form of Christianity when I'm going to church quite regularly. There was this feeling that God would judge you, or God was watching you. In some ways, it's a bit like, we tell our children about Santa Claus. If you do the whole Santa Claus thing, that he's making lists and checking it twice just to make sure who's naughty and nice. And that's the impression people have, and even I had for a very long time, of God, that he was just there to punish me if I went out off course. I had to be so careful. And I remember actually even at school, one of the questions that went round is, if Jesus was watching you right now, would you do that thing type thing? And it just kind of planted this fear inside of us about what God was like. And is he just waiting to punish you? Is he just waiting to catch you doing something naughty? Because then he will get you. And all of this stuff. And I really, truly believed this stuff. I don't anymore. What I've learned, particularly over the last 15 years, is that actually God is unconditional love. Now, I've known this forever, but I didn't really know this. And a lot of people, you don't really know this. You sing about it, you talk about it, but it's not real to you. To you, he is watching you. He is waiting for you to make some kind of crazy mistake. He is judging you. You are under, you have to keep, I'm sorry, I'm just checking my, making sure you guys can hear me. Hey, Reginald, how you doing? And hi, Sonia, lovely to have you guys on board. But he is watching you, he's checking you, and you feel like you get things wrong all the time, and you're judging yourself. You think you're waiting for lightning to come down on you. I've had clients who this is their story, that they literally don't do anything because they're so worried about what God would think about them. Okay, I'm not going to pretend to be a minute, and well, I do call myself the Prosperity Minister, but I'm not an ordained minister. I can only tell you of my experience with the divine, with God, and that he is love, completely and utterly, and that a lot of these judgments that we live to have nothing to do with God. They're completely about the individual person who is judging you. And sometimes it's literally about you judging yourself. What I do know, hey Mike, and volume is good, great, thank you for telling me that. What I do know is that it separates you from God. It separates you from your source when you believe these things about the divine. I truly, completely believe that we need that connection. Why? Because we're not created to do life alone. I actually believe that we knew that we're going to come here on this planet and we're going to partner with the divine to make sense of this life. But that we forgot, for whatever reason, we somehow took on this idea that we're alone and disconnected from ourselves and disconnected from God. And that's why we feel, you walk around with that low-level depression sometimes, or a lot of the time, or you feel frustrated, you feel empty inside. And I know people say it's the God-shaped hole, but it's not even just the God-shaped hole. It's the fact that you're separated from yourself, as in you, yourself, you're always looking outside of you for approval, always looking outside of you for people's opinions. You learned to do this as a child, but you're also disconnected from God. It's the both things. If you're disconnected from yourself and you're disconnected from God, you will struggle to feel happy. You will struggle to actually even experience the prosperity that you want to experience in your life. Why? Again, you're not created to do life that way. But it is the way that most of us have been conditioned to live life. And so then you have to come back. Because people like me, That makes absolute sense to you. Hi, Efrosini. I'm glad, because I know for people like me, for a long time, I really did think God was judging me about everything. And one of the first things actually that I felt real freedom is, I suppose the one first thing was knowing for sure that unconditional love actually means something. It is actually unconditional. People feel, we sing about, I know I sang about this in church, but we would always put a condition on it. Well, as long as you're giving your life to Jesus, as long as you've done this thing over here, as long as you don't do that thing, as long as you do this thing, as long as you come and you gather together, then love is unconditional. Otherwise, there is punishment. But it's not true. It's not true. That's not my experience of the divine. My experience of the divine is that there are literally no conditions on this love. Literally. Does that mean everything is helpful to you? No. But does that mean that you're punished because you did something unhelpful to you? No, it doesn't. It's more a case of, is this thing helping me or hindering me? Rather than, is this thing bad and going to send me to hell for all eternity? Or is this thing good and going to send me to heaven for all eternity? There's no such, to me, there is no such thing. And if I can give anyone any kind of freedom around that stuff, and I try to, please start to question some of it, because you already, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. You already sense it. You already feel as though, is this really God? Is it? But you're too scared to admit it to yourself, like I was for a very long time. I was too scared to admit that, actually, I don't think that's who God is. That unconditional love is literally unconditional love. So the first thing for me in terms of freedom was understanding that I am literally unconditionally loved. No matter what I do, no matter what I do, at the very essence of me, I am loved to the very core of me, so I can do whatever I feel like. Whether I choose to do these things is a different thing altogether. But it had nothing to do with what I did or didn't do. So this person asking this question of, can I do something to make myself happy? Will God punish me for that? No, God isn't going to punish you for being happy, for doing something you love. Because I also know where this kind of weird thinking comes from. I belong to a church where originally they would say, don't use your giftings and to get paid. You can't use your gifting in your work. You have to give it away for free. That God would be upset with you for trying to make money off the thing that you are gifted to do, which makes no sense. But people believed this stuff, and so they gave their whole life to trying to make this God happy that was already happy with them. Mike says, love yourself first unconditionally. Yes, we have to. We have to love ourselves unconditionally. And that's the thing. The story you tell yourself about God is literally going to limit you. It's going to be the story you're telling yourself about yourself as well. Because if you think you serve a judgmental God, it's because you're judging yourself all the time. And if there's all that judgment going on inside of you all the time, how can you prosper? You already think there's something wrong with you. You think you don't deserve it. How can you allow yourself to prosper? Because you judge yourself as being unworthy. You judge yourself as being bad. But God isn't judging you. Why would he give you a gift? Or give you a talent? Or create you with a talent that you're not allowed to use? Of course you are. This whole concept of, no, we can't use our God-given talents. We should go and do something we don't like to make money because God might punish you. And people do believe this stuff. So I know for you, if you don't believe it, then it's part of you that's thinking, who believes that? People believe this. And you should also check your own thinking. If you ever struggle to use your giftings to make money in your own business, check yourself. Is it because there's a part of you that thinks I'm not allowed to do such things, I should give them all away for free? Is that because you have a flawed idea of what the divine demands of you? Check yourself. God isn't looking out there punishing anyone. I don't know why we human beings have this addiction to punishment. We have this addiction to the concept of people going to hell for all freaking eternity. I don't know why we like that idea, but we do. We just seem to think that we need to pay for crimes, committed or not committed, and you need to pay forever, not even just for a temporary period. No, you make one mistake, you're supposed to pay for the rest of eternity. God is love. And I've written a post before saying, God is love, and anybody that told you otherwise is an idiot. And I reiterate that again because I see so many people unable to live a full, expansive life because of their false concept of who the divine is. Unconditional love is unconditional. You are allowed to do whatever you want to do. Now, whether everything is helpful to you, that's a different matter altogether. But you are free to discover. First thing I discovered was, loving myself and loving God. Second thing was actually my sexuality, another area where people really get bound up around God and sexuality. And when I took it directly to the divine, I was so surprised by what I heard. And I've written so many posts about sex and all of this stuff. And actually, it's one of the things that got me slightly banned from church. Basically, not that they came out right and said I was banned, except no, they did say that I couldn't come to certain groups because I was banned, because I refused to have conversations with people telling me what I should think, ultimately. And so in the end, I just thought, what's the bother? I just go to dance around at the back sometimes. I quite like dancing and singing. That I love. So when church comes back after this whole crazy whatever, I probably will go and do some dancing and shouting at the back because I still love God. I love God. I just don't love all the conditions people put on him. I really don't. And I don't think, I don't feel that God needs my defense. So, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying at all. What I would say to you is take it directly to the divine yourself. To the divine, not to your spokesperson, not to pastor, not to somebody who might also be operating under flawed beliefs. Go directly to the divine yourself and ask the question. The problem for you, of course, might be that you've been trained not to believe what you hear, that you can't hear from the divine. Only you, the special people, can. It's a lie. It's a lie. You can. You can hear. Go directly and hear. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. No, the divine will not punish you for doing something that makes you happy. Even if the only reason you're doing it is because it makes you happy. You're here on the planet Earth to enjoy being here on planet Earth. Love is unconditional, or else it is not love, okay? There's nobody watching and trying to judge you and ticking to check. Did you tick all the boxes? Have you done the right thing? Nobody is checking that stuff. Human beings might be, but not God, okay? Not God. The rights and wrongs, like we've been taught, it's not true. Is it helpful or is it not helpful? And for some people, that's scary because you have this belief that people are evil, are hot. And so when I'm saying this kind of thing, because I remember saying that you don't need to have fear of punishment and whatever, and no guilt, no shame. You don't need to feel all those things. And then somebody said to me, yeah, but then there'd be anarchy. I was like, what? You mean it is either guilt, shame, and fear of punishment, or anarchy? Those are our only 2 choices. Do we have nothing in between? But sometimes people feel that. If you feel that people are inherently evil, and you would have been taught that by religion as well, if you think people are inherently evil, then what I'm saying is scary. But if you think that people contain God, are created in the image and likeness of God, and that people are inherently good, then of course, what is there to fear? What is there to fear? What is there to fear? There's no fear in people being free from these horrible ideas that keep them bound for so long. Please, honey, if there's nothing you ever hear from me ever again, just hear this. You're free and you're loved unconditionally. Allow yourself to explore life, to live life, to enjoy life. Allow yourself to be free, okay? Listen, this is why I've made the Abundance Library full of all the programs I've ever done. I've put them all in the library. I felt led by the divine, as well as I just wanted to anyway. And I continue to add to it to help you reset your thinking. Because some of the conditioning that you live with, that you think is normal, keeps you from your destiny. Go and immerse yourself for at least 30 days in the Abundance Library. Start rewiring your mindset so you allow yourself to experience increased happiness and increased abundance in all areas of your life. You deserve it. But you know what? You can deserve it. It can be your birthright, all of that stuff. But unless you claim it, it won't be yours. reset your mind so you allow yourself to claim these things. Come into the Abundance Library. Message me the word abundance if you would like to find out more about the Abundance Library. Join in, okay? Join in. I get more and more convinced. The more times I hear people asking questions, the more times I work with people, I'm more and more convinced of the absolute necessity of changing your mind. As you change the way you think about things, the more you will allow yourself to prosper. That's why the Abundance Library is essential, I would say, to anyone who is really, truly ready to elevate. If that is you, message me the word abundance. I'll get the link over to you. Join in. Share this video with somebody else, because there's so many people so caught up in thinking that God is out to get them. It's a quote, a Bible verse that you hear. The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But Jesus, God, is here that you may have life, and life in all its fullness. Sometimes people get that confused. You almost like believe that God is there to try and steal, kill, and destroy you. It's a lie. It's a lie. Awaken. Life in all its fullness can be yours, but you have free will. You get to choose to put yourself in an environment that allows you to claim it. When I say that, I mean an environment in your head, because it starts here. Okay? Yep. No fear and freedom. Love it. Yes, absolutely. Love connects all living things together around the world. Absolutely. Absolutely the truth, guys. Share this with somebody else, because people need to hear this stuff. We have some crazy flawed ideas about who God is. Really. Really. And it's affecting people's ability to live a free, fulfilled, financially abundant, and love-drenched life. It is your divine right. I hope you choose to claim it. Message me the word abundance if you want to come into the library. Share this video with somebody else, my love. Until the next time, mwah. Go forth and prosper. You deserve the best. Stop getting in your own way, okay? Much love. Bye.